everyone, and thank you for joining us in this feature highlight. We'll be taking a look at tagging and filtering within ANTA. Here you see a view of our current topology. We have 2 spine nodes and 2 leaf nodes. Their IP addresses are also listed. Tagging and filtering allows us to control the execution of our testing. This could be testing against a particular host, filtering tests to a specific group, or even types of nodes. Here's a look at our current ANTA inventory. In our previous video, we used ranges to create the inventory, but in this case, for our small topology, we just manually created the inventory. So here we can see our leaf 1 node with the .20 address, the leaf 2 node with .21, spine 1 with .11, and spine 2 with .12. Now, each one of these nodes has a tag assigned. So for example, all of the leaf nodes has the tag of leaf, and all of the spine nodes have the tag of spine. To get started, let's run a command to just view all of our tags. So in this case, we can run ANTA get tags. And here we can see that we have the tags of leaf, leaf 1, leaf 2, spine, spine 1, spine 2. But this is interesting. In our inventory, we've only specified the leaf and spine tag. Well, under the hood, ANTA will also assign a device tag to itself, essentially from its name. So we can view this by running ANTA, let's see, get inventory. And here you'll see each node. So if I scroll up a little bit, we'll see all the different nodes. And I will actually filter on this. This is just going to show you everything. But if I run ANTA get inventory tags leaf 1, we'll see the output of just leaf 1. So you can see the name, the tags. Here for leaf 1, we see, well, we only assigned it leaf. But again, under the hood, ANTA is assigning its own name as a tag field. So there's one powerful workflow you just saw where I was essentially filtering on the inventory, but looking for the reference of tags leaf 1, so then I could pull information for just that particular device. Now let's move over and take a quick look at our test catalog. We have similar tests to our previous video, so we have a few software tests verifying the EOS version. In this case, the tags are now set to spine and leaf, so this will test against all of our nodes. And we have the verify terminator version, and as well, we have spine and leaf set for that one. And then we have another test. It's one of our VXLAN tests, so it's actually testing that our loopback 1 interface is configured with UDP port 4789. And in this case, because of this build out for this design being a L3LS design, we are setting the tag of leaf. For essentially the only VXLAN configurations are present on the leaf nodes. To get started, let's just run all of the tests so we can see our output and just the state of our environment. So all of the tests I've run for pretty much all the nodes, right? Except for the VXLAN settings, I've only run against the leaf nodes. So we see leaf 1's outputs, leaf 2, the spine nodes, spine 1 and spine 2. Let's say, okay, we ran across our entire network, but we only want to test against one device. Maybe we're troubleshooting a particular device, but we already have this test catalog configured for this environment. So let's do ANTA NRF -- device. So we can then specify that we're running these tests against a particular device. So in this case, we should just see all the tests we've created. So all 3 tests only running against leaf 1. But maybe we want to filter on tests tagged for leaf. Now this is very interesting, and something to be aware of here is that this will also match devices that are tagged leaf. So for example, the test needs to be tagged as leaf as well as a device. So if I run this now, we can see that it's run against leaf 1 and 2 for all of the available tests that we've tagged appropriately. Now let's look at a little bit of a weird example here. I'm going to add a VXLAN tag to the spine. Again, this won't work because there's no VXLAN configuration on spine 2. And I'm also going to add the tag of VXLAN to our VXLAN test. But now, instead of filtering on just tags leaf, let's filter on tags leaf and VXLAN. So again, trying to get the idea of we can control test execution with tagging. In this case, we used one tag, but with the comma here, we can do comma separated tests. We can do multiple tests. So now we're going to look for any tests that are tagged with leaf, any tests that are tagged with VXLAN, as well as how that corresponds to the nodes in our inventory. So now we should see all the tests run for all the leafs. And here towards the very bottom, we can see we're running the verify VXLAN test. It's skipped. It says VXLAN 1 interface is not configured as we expected. One last option to look at as we could also filter on the test that we want to run. So we've taken a look at filtering on a single tag, multiple tags, filtering on a per device basis, but we could also filter from a test perspective. So in this case, I'll run ANTA NRFU, and then I'll use the -- test option, and I'll give it the name of the test. So in this case, I'll do verify EOS version, and we should see verify EOS version test has run for all of the nodes. It's all passed. So that's just a quick example of filtering also by tests. Thank you again for joining us today, and I hope you learned a little bit about tagging and filtering within ANTA. Happy automating.